This is Lugnut TV, and you're watching the Loose Lugnuts Bump and Run series on this Friday night. I'm Brian Tribble, and I'm hanging out with the one and only Bad Bob Wells. How are we doing tonight, Bob?
Well, I'm doing excellent, Brian. Had a good week behind the wheel on Lugnut Racing. I got a win Wednesday night. Legends on Dirt. Had a blast with that. Lugnut Racers. I definitely check that series out. Legends Cars on Dirt. They are a ton of fun. Tonight, however, Five Flag Speedway, Pensacola, Florida. Series back in action after a week off. Brian, Cinco de Mayo as well. And I think some of our Lugnut regulars are partaking in the maybe a few margaritas and not driving tonight. Light turnout, ironically, Cinco de Mayo, and only have a field of five, but the guys have been out there qualifying. Before we give you those qualifying results, we will step away for one moment and celebrate the greatest country on this planet, America, with the playing of our Star Spangled Banner. Hey,
Okay.
welcome.
Oh,
Well, geez,
Bob, we ruined it.
yeah, we sure
Uh,
did. Hey,
cut,
happy Cinco de Mayo, Brian.
cut. All right, Tim, I want you to cancel this. Let's start it back up. Well,
He can't do that, Brian. This is live
oh,
TV, brother.
live television. Oh, okay, I'll try not to swear either.
Yes. So anyway, Brian is going to bring us down to the Lugnut starting grid here and let us know who the over-the-top paints pole award winner is tonight, right, Brian?
Well, Bob, that would be Michael Jeans with a pretty fast time of 16.580. Best in the field so far. Outside pole award goes to Mark Jackson in the three car. Starting in third position, rookie to our league, Reese Nobles. And outside of him, Billy Wise. James Lehman is starting shotgun on the field. He is a crowd favorite at this track. He seemed to be one of the fastest in practice. So I think we're gonna see some magic as he makes his way up through the field.
Yeah, it should be well. I don't think we're going to see a whole lot of cautions with only five cars.
Well, Bob, I don't want to be surprised, so let's just stay even keeled here.
Well, I do have a button here, so if it gets boring, we can throw one, But field is rolling off behind that iRacing Mustang. Tonight's race, 150 laps. Brian, both of us were having some fun earlier we're on the hosted side with our little happy hour practice session. I found it to be about 80 laps on that fuel window. So it should be a one-stop race. Cars, at least my car, seem to get a little bit free, however, after about 30 laps on those tires. So it should be interesting to see how the strategy does play out, and if and when we do get a caution. Just going downstairs real quick as race director and a broadcaster. Sometimes we have to do double duty. Guys, just a reminder, first start is on green flag. If this gets real strung out, you may see a competition caution tonight. Good luck and have fun. And that is final words to the drivers as they get ready to bring these late model machines up to speed. The lights are off on that iRacing Mustang, Brian, and it will make its escape from the Speedway. Short track here. It's like 4/10 of a mile, I believe. Pace car is in, and they are down in a way. Michael Jeans shows the field down in the turn one for the first time tonight. He has Magic Shoes. Mark Jackson peeking to the outside, but nothing there. We'll follow behind as they head off in turn three at speed for the first time tonight, Brian.
You know, what to keep an eye on is James Lehman, currently in 5th spot. He's sizing up to 0.63, get across the start-finish line, going into 1. Lehman takes that position up to 4th.
Yes, Lehman, I think he wanted to put a challenge on himself by starting shotgun on the field, as they say.
I'm pretty sure he crashed in qualifying, Bob.
Oh, did he? I didn't actually watch the qualifying laps. I'm actually in the race service, so I can talk to these guys and do admin functions as needed. But James Lehman, always fast. You know, he's just always fast, man. I've raced with him on dirt, raced with him on pavement, raced with him in the road series. And, he's very talented all the way around.
Yep, he just sized up Billy Wise. Wise made a wise decision, stayed high, let him by. And it's Lehman up to 3rd spot. Up front, we still got Michael Jeans in the 08, leading Mark Jackson in the 3. They're kind of just maintaining distance right now as we're turning lap number 5.
Yes, lap 5 of 150. A long ways to go. Last week, we had our special event there. Brian, I think you were a part of it. Try for Diabetes.
I would hope so. We were in the booth together, Bob. Don't you remember?
And that was a good time. Good time and a great race and a great cause.
Yeah.
Definitely proud to represent that night.
Yeah, it was a pretty good turnout, too. We got a lot of hits on the race afterwards on YouTube, so that was cool. But back to live action. I'm looking at the 3-car kind of reeling in Michael Jeans.
Yeah, Magic Shoes Mark Jackson definitely up on the wheel tonight, as he always is. Looking for a way to get around Michael Jeans here in the early stages of this event. Also, James Lehman filling his mirror up and taking a peek down to the inside through 1 and 2. James Lehman will make that move to the 2nd spot out of turn 2. Move James Lehman up to 2nd spot. Magic Shoes Mark Jackson will have to fall into 3rd after just pressuring Michael Jeans for the lead just a moment ago.
Yeah, well, you know, Jeans is saving those tires. That's his move. Lehman is not. That's his move. Jackson did a smart thing getting out of the way there, giving up that spot early on. I wouldn't be surprised to see Jeans do the same thing right about here. Oh, Lehman's loose. Loose out of 4, able to save it, but loses a lot of ground to Jeans. But I think when he does get... Lehman takes out the green cone and gets loose going into...
Oh,
he's going to lose it.
Too. Lehman loose, and Mark Jackson makes the dive down to the inside and takes up that spot. Quickly puts 10 car lengths on James Lehman with that loss of momentum.
Lehman making up for the low car count with enough excitement for at least 10 cars.
Exactly, and I'm making up for it by yelling into the mic.
All right, back up front, we still got Michael Jeans. Now we're watching Jackson again, reeling him in. And as I was trying to say, so Jeans just saving those tires. Wouldn't be surprised to see him just let him go when he gets there. But this is going to be a long green flag race. I think you were saying they can do about 80 laps on tires? Or, sorry, on
80
fuel?
on the fuel, but the tires would definitely drop off, Brian. Mark Jackson really reeling in Michael Jeans like a tired fish on a sturdy fishing pole there. Right up on him within 1 car length as they were through 3 and 4, coming by to complete 14 laps in the early stages, though. Michael Jeans, though, is a master at saving the car, saving the tires, saving the fuel.
Saving the planet.
So I don't think he has it all the cards on the table for sure. And looking at those guys going 3 and 4, Mark Jackson definitely pinning the bottom much better than Mark Jackson did that last time by, and he gains again. And through turn 2, definitely right on that bottom line. It was just a fast way from what I saw in practice.
Yep, he's queuing him up again. Just trying hard not to make that contact. Hopefully there's no net code that's going to create some inadvertent contact. But it looks like it's working out pretty good. And the 3 cars just...
And just heard a big bang in the background, Brian. We might have had an on-track incident. Looking back, it looks like our new guy there, Brian Noble, Reese Noble, might have had some trouble. Caution did not come out, however.
Yep, looking back to the replay, it looks like at the end of lap number 16, Reese just gets a little tight coming off of 4, hits the outside wall, hits the inside wall, keeps it going straight. No worse for the wear. Well, maybe a little bit worse for the wear, but how many resets these guys got tonight?
Just one reset in this series, Brian. Reset for the fans at home is you get to go down pit road and essentially get a brand new car, minus new tires and fuel, of course. But if you do have damage, it does take care of all that.
All right, so as that battle up front continues, the 3 and the 08, they can now see, I think at the end of the straightaway, Reese in the 063. So they'll be looking to put him a lap down in the next 10 laps or so. It'll be.
Hey, Brian, we haven't actually mentioned our sponsors tonight. Wow, watching Mark really making a lot of ground on that 08 machine. Filling that mirror up for sure and putting the pressure on. Of course, our sponsors, Over the Top Paints and Designs. Look your best on the track. Look over the top. Billy Wise and the Wise Guys. Don't listen to dumb music. Listen to the Wise Guys. RaceGear.com. Keep up with everything that's happening in Talladega this weekend at RaceGear.com. Bowtie Apparel. You don't need your bow tie to look good, Brian. Well, we had Reese up on the wall out of 4 there. You just need bowtieapparel.com.
Yeah, as he's into the wall, here come the leaders. Really chomping at the bit. Be interesting to see what Reese does. He's a rookie to our league. Does he know enough to stay out of the way? Oh, there goes Jackson getting loose.
Yeah, Jackson loose out of 4 and gives that second spot back to James Lehman. James, he's about 3 car lengths off the rear bumper of that 08 as they head off into 3. And I heard some banging out of turn 4. I'm not sure if Lehman got the wall a little bit or who did.
Oh, probably the 63.
Yes, Reese just joining us tonight in Lugnut competition. I was talking to him earlier. Benny is from Virginia and is actually a writer for Speed51.com.
Little known fact about Reese, he actually eats blueberries before every race for good luck.
Yes. I'm not sure if he had enough of them tonight. Definitely having a little trouble out there, but
all right, back up front. Still watching now. Now they're taking turns. It's Lehman's turn again to get real close to the 08. And this makes a lot of sense, Bob, as these guys push real hard to get up to the leader. Maybe they're wearing out that rear right tire, and then they're a little bit looser coming off turn 4.
Yeah, in the practice I ran, Brian, ran about 30 straight laps. The right front actually had a shade more wear to it, but the car definitely decided to free up some. So it'll be interesting to see. We're right at that 30 lap mark. Again, these cars do have a limited fuel load tonight, 40% fill. I don't remember the exact gallon count on that. We do have a battle for that lead in turns 3 and 4. James Lehman pins the bottom and will make his way to the front. First lead change of the night. James Lehman now showing the way as they begin lap 32. That limited fuel load that I was just speaking to, we have a smoker going in. Reese, wow, having a tough time. Tough time. Said he hadn't driven these cars in quite a while, and it's starting to show on the track. And he will be making his way down to the garage area for attention. And Tim has that instant replay up to show you all the trouble that Reese did have.
Well, it looks like Reese just lost it, hit the outside wall there a little bit.
And I'm not sure he'll put that story up on speed51.com tomorrow, but will be an interesting read if he does. And back up front, James Lehman now showing the way. has stretched that lead out to about 3 car lengths. Field coming by to complete lap 35 of 150 here at Five Flags Speedway. And while things are kind of strung out, we will step away for our first commercial. Oh, we have a caution out. Stand by on that. This sounds like Reese had more trouble on track. First. And watching Reese, he went in high, went in low, come out low, and just lost control there. And didn't look like he hit anything too hard. Tough break, though. Having a tough time out here tonight. And Brian has stepped away for a moment. You might have heard that over the. We're going to head off to a commercial real quick. You're watching Lugnut TV. We'll be right back.
County, this is Wise Guys.
All right, and back on the green, James Lehman shows the field down in the turn one and strings that out to about a 2-car length lead over Michael Jeans, who is under pressure from Billy Wise. Lap 42 just went in the books. Brian still hasn't been back. Having trouble in the keys with that internet connection. Of course, those guys spend a lot of hot time in the sun, so who knows if that will be fixed. James Lehman, just a quick look at our drop 5, which is the whole field. James Lehman is leading. Michael Jean second. Mark Jackson in third. Magic Shoes still poised to strike tonight. Billy Wise in fourth. Oh, we have a wreck out of turn 4. James Lehman gets the wall. Pushes a little bit out of 4 and gets the wall. Spins the car around. And wow, I didn't see that one coming. Tough break and has to take a tow. That's a big story here tonight. Tim in the production truck, I'm sure, is getting that replay up for us. That was big. I saw the car vanish and he had to take a tow. That will probably cost him some time on the track as well. This all comes at lap 45. And I can see the smoke billowing from James Lehman's car down there. Substantial damage for sure. And he does indeed go one lap down that time by tough break. Almost as tough as that break that the poor Ryan, geez, that connection there. Oh, I see Brian is connecting. We might have Brian Tribble back to the booth here, Lug Nuts Racing. Brian, you just missed it. James Lehman just hammered a wall out of turn 4, spun it around, had to take a tow. Currently getting service in the pit area.
Hammered, you say?
Hammered.
Oh, nice. I wouldn't know what that's like, Bob.
Well, that's really hard.
Yeah, sweet. Yeah, my internet connection is just having one of those days, you know.
Well, we know those guys down in Florida. They spend a lot of time in that hot sun. So sometimes they don't know what the hell's going on. And back to live action. Pace car is still showing the field. The round, we have Michael Jeans down in the pit area. And James Lehman still in the garage area. Wonder if he forgot to uncheck that fast repair.
That would be problematic, Bob.
And that he just texted over the race chat. Forgot to uncheck his fast repair. Tough break.
Happens to the worst of us, Bob.
And well, we're gonna pull James Lehman up here right quick.
Oh shit.
James Lehman saw the message. Forgot to uncheck that fast repair. How long before we get to see that machine back on track tonight?
40 minutes.
40 minutes. Wow, that's a lot of damage you did. What happened from behind the wheel at a turn 4 that time?
To be honest, I couldn't tell you. I took the corner the same way I did the lap before, and it just said no. It didn't want to turn. I don't know why or what happened. It just did not want to turn.
That's a tough break, James. Small field tonight, though, so you can still sacrifice it. Good finish. Field just went back on the green. Magic Shoes, Mark Jackson's thrown away. It looks like Reese has found trouble in the back straightaway. I see smoke billowing from that machine. Looks like he'll be making his way down to the garage area to hang out with James. Leaving only 3 cars on the track. Not a banner start for the writer from Speedway51.com, but James, how was the car driving prior to everything going to hell in the handbasket for you?
I was really liking it when we got about like 20 laps on the tires. It made the car a little bit looser on entry, so it was like you had to like back up your corners. You couldn't use as much brake because the ass end wanted to come around. So it was kind of like really who had the bigger balls or whatnot, who wanted to push the car to the farthest. And it's kind of once
James,
this race,
you may have won.
like, on that restart, like I was like, I was blown out of my mind. I was like, fuck, it's not turning. Shit.
And that's James Lehman, who will be spending a short time in the garage area making repairs to that Army Chevy Monte Carlo SS. Hate to see the trouble, James. Always a strong competitor. Hope you get it fixed up and back out in the competition. Yes, Reese Noble definitely. Well, it's the school of hard knocks and the school of hard hits, apparently, for him. Using that machine up tonight. James Lehman currently 11 laps down. Just to follow that up, almost 12 laps now. This time by back out front. Magic Shoes Mark Jackson showing the way. Michael Jeans not too far behind him, Brian. A couple of car lengths behind. And Billy Wise poised for a podium finish.
I knew he had it in him. I was talking about before the race. He had a good feeling about this one. And here he is. throwing it down. But yeah, Gene's in the 08 here. I think he's doing what he does best. He's minding his P's and Q's, and at the same time, staying in touch with the leader. So, not sure Jackson's on the same page or not, but we are now 60 laps into this 150 lap event, and it should be interesting because it's going to be a long green flag run, and as James so eloquently put it, the asset wants to come around after about 20 laps. So we'll be
Yes.
seeing these guys getting looser and looser, and should make for a good race.
Yes, and he did have a reference to the amount of courage, I guess, it took to drive the car in. Gene's really up on that wheel and wants that top spot back. Quick update on the Colorado Springs driver, James Lehman. He has put that Army machine in the hauler and headed home early. Apparently, the 40 minute of damage, too much to overcome to get back on track tonight.
Well,
Tough break.
it's a long drive, Bob, and you want to
It
beat the
sure
traffic kind of
is.
on a night like tonight. Hey, Bob, I don't know if you're aware of this or not, Bob, but a lot of drunk drivers out there today. So stay safe, stay inside, stay
Yeah,
sober.
stay safe, and buckle up too as well. Most states do have that buckle up law, so don't get caught with that seatbelt off. Buckle
Click
it
it
up.
or ticket. That's what I would say.
Yes. Here in New Hampshire, though, you can ride around with no seatbelts and no helmets. We don't give a shit. We live free or die, man.
live free or drive. I like it.
Live free or die. And well, field coming by to complete 65 laps. We're getting there, Brian. First third is well into the books.
Always the hardest.
That's what she said.
Now we're really getting out of control. So yeah, we're watching the three Jackson doing
Hey,
his
the
thing.
producer's laughing, so hopefully the two fans watching are as well. Mark Jackson showing the way here, starting lap 67. Michael Jeans, though, not letting him get away, Brian. Still staying within that 1 to 2 car length range.
Yeah, and Bob, there's a little bit of a draft at this track, so if you can stay close enough, you can drive your car not quite as hard as the guy in front of you and stay pretty close. So if I know Jeans, that's probably what he's doing right about now.
And based on that fuel window, these guys will have to visit pit road one more time. A per pre-race drivers meeting, I did say if it got strung out, we would throw a competition yellow.
Well, you never know. These guys may want to go green. Maybe you should just ask them. Well, I tell you what, don't say anything yet because you don't want to influence
That
the
wouldn't be fun,
outcome.
Brian. The competition yellow would come as a surprise. I don't want to influence their strategy.
That is true, but I was thinking just don't throw it. Let's just get this over with, Let's see. I'm checking the 32 car to see if there's any damage on him. He seems a little bit off the pace. His car's looking pretty square. He's rocking a pretty sweet loose lug nuts paint scheme.
Yes, always showing a good paint job.
And we got Michael Jeans. He's got a pretty sweet Southeast Motorsports paint job. I'm not sure who did that for him. And then Mark Jackson. That's Mark Jackson with damage on that front right.
Yes, but Mark Jackson now showing the way out of turn 4, Brian. I'll have to go back to a replay real quick there, Tim, and show that pass for the lead because I missed it.
Hasn't he been in the lead for a long time now?
Oh, yes.
Bob.
Sorry, I'm confused. Happy Cinco de Mayo, as they say. Although I'm not a president of Mexico, so I'm not really concerned with their revolution.
Yeah, so that 3 car, he's getting mighty close to that outside wall coming after Ford just about every single lap, and he does have some right front damage, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him tag that wall. Oh, he just gets so close. Watching on TV too as he comes off before, that's just incredible car control, and he doesn't just smash that wall.
And of course, all these guys Mark Jackson and Michael Jeans in the mix points-wise, Brian. Just a quick look at the points, or just a quick update from me on the points. So as I get them on my screen, looking at the standings, Michael Jeans did come into this race with the points lead. Right now, Mark Jackson was second. These guys not showing up tonight will definitely have a little deficit. James Lehman was fourth, who did come out the race tonight. Will come home in fifth unless I hop behind the wheel of the 38 machine and put some laps down and ruin that for him.
Well, with 79 laps in the books, it's nice to see we still got a real close race up front. These guys
Yes,
got
sir.
less than a quarter second between them. Less than a car length, really.
Yes, and Tim just talking from the production booth. Kind of wishes he was on track with these great late model machines. It's kind of a step between the street stock and the super late model. It's kind of like driving a street stock with a good handling package, as far as I like to consider it. So, super late model definitely has more to it when you hit the loud pedal for sure than these cars. One of the favorite machines of short track races on iRacing for sure, the late model series. It's also a series that you see at most of your local home tracks, Brian.
What's your local home track?
Well, it depends on which way I drive. I guess my most local, Brian, would be New Hampshire Motor Speedway, which is a mere 12 miles away. I can literally hear tour modifieds when they're on track at my home. Some of my
cool.
favorites, though, Brian, Thunder Road up in Barrie, Vermont, which is a short 2.5-hour ride from here, but nation's site of excitement. At one point in history, Ken Squire actually owned that facility. It's a little quarter mile, but high banked. It's almost like a mini Bristol. A few of the others growing up, Brian, the Oxford Plains Speedway, which is probably not a favorite on iRacing amongst many of these drivers. But growing up, Brian, I used to go to the Oxford 250 back in the 80s. 110 cars would show up, qualify for that great feature, one-day Richard Short Track racing event. And another great one is Beach Ridge Motor Speedway, Scarborough, Maine. Those are probably my three favorites that I go to that are somewhat local.
All right, very cool, man.
And Field just coming by to complete 87 laps. Definitely past the halfway mark. Finally, Mark Jackson still showing the way. Michael Jeans in second. Billy Wise, 11 seconds, almost 12 seconds behind these guys. That's about a half lap back. Just back there riding in that 32 machine. Still showing Reese Noble's off track. I'm not sure if he's making the repairs or not. And James Lehman already packed it up and headed back to Colorado Springs with his 81 machine. And with that being said, we will step away for a short commercial break. You are watching Lugnut TV.
All right, welcome back to Pensacola, USA Speedway here, and Michael Jean's just retaking the lead from Mark Jackson. It's been a hard-fought battle. Jean's kind of mind his own business, and the 3-car got loose coming out of 4. We've been seeing that out of him as the fuel load lightens up and these cars get some wear on these tires. It'll happen. Bob, it sounds like you've just rejoined us. Jeans is retaking the lead.
Oh, jeez. I step away for 1 second. I missed something cool. How did it happen, Brian? Tell us about it.
Well, I just told all the fans at home, but for you, yeah, the 3-car just got loose coming off of 4 and washed up the track a bit.
Ah, yes. As I spoke to earlier, the rear end grip and the front end grip seem to go away on these machines later in the runs. They coming by 98 laps now going in the books. Billy Wise in jeopardy of going a lap down. However, the evil race admin might
Save Billy from going a lap down, huh?
Yes, and drivers, we don't normally do this, fans, but with the small car count here on Cinco de Mayo, we might just make this interesting. And there it is. Caution flag has flown, and this will put these guys well inside that window, Brian, and give them a chance to change tires and fuel up for the last 50 laps of this event. Competition yellow has been issued. Sorry for the surprise, guys. Of course, I'm talking on Race Chat and on the broadcast at the same time. That time by Michael Jeans actually entered the pit road, and Mark Jackson stayed out. Not sure of the strategy there, but this good break for Billy Wise keeps him on the lead lap, and hopefully keeps this a little bit more interesting. And
Yeah, a
little
little
confusion
excitement there
yeah.
with the. Oh, you go ahead, Bob.
A little
Yours,
confusion. It looked like Mark Jackson wasn't sure if pit road was open or not, which is why he stayed out. Thus, giving that lead back as he does bring that number 3 machine down to pit road, as does Billy Wise. So had to circle around the track, catch up with the field.
Yeah, I think he'll be okay. He's given up. Actually, Jeans had retaken the lead there, so they'll just fall back in line. No harm, no foul.
Yeah, Michael Jean's definitely on the ball, catching that pit road open when Mark Jackson didn't. And tomorrow night, Lugnut TV will be live once again. Down and dirty Saturday nights with Loose Lugnuts Racing. Brian, we have 4 divisions of racing firing off tomorrow night, and looking forward to that. That should be a lot of fun.
I know. I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, Brian Tribble will be behind the wheel tomorrow night.
Put me in the car, strap a diaper to me. I'm not getting out.
Well, that's kind of gross, Brian, but tomorrow night we will be at Williams Grove, and that action does kick off. And yes, I did say action. 7 p.m. Williams Grove with Legends Cars. 8 p.m. we have Sportsman Street Stocks. 9 p.m. We do have the 360 Sprints. And to finish it off, the Pro Dirt Late Models. All that will be on Lugnut TV. I'll be up in the booth, and Brian will be on the track. So we'll see what Brian has behind the wheel.
I'm in the booth with you right now. It's weird you're talking about me. I don't like it.
Well,
yeah, we'll see what I have. I don't know.
I'm talking about you, because that iRacing Mustang does make its escape from the Speedway. Michael Jeans does show the way down in turn 1. Magic Suits Mark Jackson follows in behind. Billy Wise in 3rd. And that is 105 in the books, 45 to go. It should go by pretty quick with these fast lap times here at Five Flags Speedway in Pensacola, Florida. And that note, just want to take another opportunity to thank our great sponsors and Loose Lug Nut Racing supporters. Over the Top Paints and Designs, look your best. Over the Top. Billy Wise and the Wise Guys. Don't listen to dumb music. Listen to the Wise Guys. RaceGear.com. Keep up with everything that's going on in Talladega at RaceGear.com. And Bowtie Apparel. Not sure where the hell Alan Manning is, but Bowtie Apparel. Look your best. You don't need a bow tie to look your best. You just need Bowtie Apparel.
He's probably filling orders right now in the garage, filling orders, getting those ready to go out.
Well, with all the great plugs we give him, I'm sure he has some orders to fill, Brian. And field now begins lap 110. Michael Jean sows the way. Mark Jackson in second, about 3 car lengths back, and Billy Wise about 10 car lengths back off of those two guys. Next week, Bumper Run Late Model Series does move off to Martinsville. The little paperclip, Brian, for 135 lap event. And
I thought they called it the big paperclip, Bob. It's
well, little paperclip, paperclip depends on how far away the clip is.
Easy for you to say.
And then on May 19th, this series does come to a close. I'm sure a lot of these guys will be sad as much as they love the car. But we will be at one of the greatest tracks, in my opinion, in the Southeast, the Rockingham Motor Speedway, that 1 mile facility. And that should be a really cool event. Of course, starting next week, the drop weeks will start to take effect too. So that will show some interest in the points. Sounds like Billy Wise might have got the wall out of turn 4 there this time by.
No harder than usual.
Well, it's not a good night when you say no harder than usual, and I did want to update the fans. New guy, Reese Nobles, did actually pack his car up and head back to Virginia. And that will leave him in 4th position in his lug nut debut.
So, Bob, as they come across the start-finish line, we have 35 to go. It's a great 2-car battle up front. Both these guys maintain it as they had before, but within the next 35 laps, I'm guessing one or both of them will start getting kind of loose. And we'll see some more excitement up front.
On this run, it's going to be who is managing that equipment best and has the better cars to put on the table, as they say at the end. Michael Jeans, I tell you, is kind of my pick out of the two, and that's probably easier to say because he's in the league currently. But he seems to be the master at conserving his equipment. We saw earlier this season in New Hampshire, he was a master trying to save fuel in that last lap. Very controversial finish there when he ran out of fuel and ended up in a big wreck going into turn 3 in the last lap.
I think he ended up in Jason Covington's lap coming down the back stretch there.
Yes, and
oh, the three car. See, he's getting close to that wall all over again.
Yes, Mark Jackson, not afraid to use all the track. Has fallen back about another car length in the last few laps, however.
Yeah, I'm looking at TV1, and the front right of the 3-car does have a little bit of damage. Just a little bit. I don't think it's slowing him down, but it's evidence of him. Oh, there he goes again. He's real loose coming out of 4.
And you may want to hit the live button. I think you're a bit behind the broadcast.
Yeah, it's a possibility, Bob.
So we talked about my home tracks, Brian. You're down in the Keys. Do you have any... I don't think you have any racetracks on those little islands, do you?
No, sir. I do consider Homestead to be the home track. I've gone up there for track days a couple of times, and got one of those southernmost rally cross type things going on down here. So, bring what you want to run and set up some cones in the parking lot and make a day of it. So
Oh, that sounds like a fun time.
yeah, so I've done a couple of those. That's pretty neat. But I grew up in Danbury, Connecticut, and my home track really was Lime Rock, the road course.
Oh yes, yes. That's a challenging, bumpy road course here on the server, but always a fun time.
Yeah, but it's a good Memorial Day weekend. That's how you start the summers. Go up to Lime Rock, watch those guys race. But the other track that I went to a lot as a kid was Watkins Glen up in Watkins Glen, New York.
Yes, definitely my favorite true road racing circuits on the server. Was lucky enough to actually capture a win a couple of seasons ago. Tim Campbell actually was kind enough to let me ride a road racing series, and he took the street stop machines, Brian, and created a throwback SCCA Trans Am series out of it, and was able to actually capture a win behind the wheel of the Chevy Camaro street stock on that road racing circuit. And talk about that balance of finesse and manhandling a machine on a road course. That pretty much summed up driving a street stock on a road course.
I got Jackson getting into the wall again.
Yeah, I just saw that in turn 4. He had actually closed up a bit on Michael Jeans, but it's fallen off about a car length last time by.
Yep, he's just pushing so dang hard to get up there. It's a little bit too much, I think.
1:30 in the books, 20 to go, Brian. Not much time left here in Pensacola, Florida.
There's one other track in Connecticut that I could consider a home track. I've only been there twice, but it's that track that Jack Root owns.
Well, the only other 2 tracks I know of, well, there's 3. There's the Waterford Speedway, and Jack doesn't own that one, but then we have Thompson Motor Speedway, which has been there a long time. My dad actually, way back in the 60s and early 70s, they actually ran what is now the Monster Energy Cup series there, and you have Stafford
Springs, yeah, that's the one.
Stafford Springs, which
been there a couple times. That was fun.
It's almost the capital of modified racing in New England, between Thompson and Stafford, for sure. A lot of greats spent a lot of time at those facilities.
Yeah, Teddy Christopher and
Teddy Christopher, you hit the nail on the head. That was the guy I was thinking of. One of my favorites, current drivers, Reggie Ruggiero, and a bunch of other big names throughout the years. Spent a lot of time in that area too.
And here we are. Now we're at Jackson, pretty loose getting into the turn that time.
Yes, 1:36 this time by will be completed. Time dwindling down. Mark Jackson trying to get everything he can out of that number 3 machine and get to the lead. Not sure if he's going to have enough.
I think he's going to get close enough to make something happen here. Jeans is slowing up quite a bit. I think Jackson, he's just using that wall to help make the turn at this point.
Yes, trying to get as high as he can entering the corner that time by, and scraped up the right side of that number 3 machine. Mark always a great watch. Magic Suit, Mark Jackson.
Yeah, he's realized it's not doing any damage really, so he's coming across the start-finish line, scraping that outside wall.
And Michael James does have about a 3-car length lead as they come out of turn 4 that time. Begin lap 140. Next time by, it'll be 2 open hands in the air from our flagman, Mr. Starter. 10 to go. 10 laps around this top 5 flag Speedway, Brian. Not one of my best tracks on the server.
Am I allowed to say this is my least favorite track?
Well, Brian.
Jackson hits that wall way hard that time.
Loses the machine down into 1. This will bring out the caution. caution flag does fly. We will have a restart to finish this race, and this should make it really interesting. Did throw the manual caution to make sure get the fans, all two of them that are watching, as interesting a show as we can, Brian. Mark Jackson, definitely hearing some feedback and giving some feedback. Hey, I gotta chime in here on the race chat real quick, bringing the fans live. Did you ask for an EOL, Michael Jeans? And Michael Jean's laughing at me for that question. I asked him if he wanted to start at the end of the longest line, which would be third with our small turnout here on Cinco de Mayo. Field forming up behind the pace car. Michael Jeans has already made his way down to the pits. I'm pretty sure we'll see Billy Wise make his way, as well as Mark Jackson, to fix up
Nope.
that 3 machine. And no,
Staying
they
out.
stay out. Wow. And this will be the beginning of lap 145.
Interesting strategy, Cotton.
Yeah, this has just gotten interesting.
So if the 32 and the 3 can just stay side by side long enough, they may be able to hold off Jeans. But he's on pit road with the cleanest car out there and 4 fresh tires.
Yeah, we have a clean car, 4 tires, starting behind these two. Well, looks like Billy Wise will and Mark Jackson make. Oh, Mark Jackson stays out. He will have the preferred line though on the restart.
He's going to be using Jeans to help make the turn number 1 here.
This is definitely interesting. I want to thank our fans that are watching this live. Again, a little holiday there. Some of our Lug Nut regulars are apparently out celebrating. I guess it's the Mexican Revolution, Brian. I had to ask. I never actually knew what Cinco de Mayo was about, other than overindulging in alcohol beverages. But apparently, it was the Mexican Revolution, which is kind of weird. But whatever.
Yeah, Bob. The tough thing is, if you voted for Donald Trump, you're no longer allowed to celebrate Cinco de Mayo. So I'm not sure where all these guys went.
Well,
well, you can't build a wall and have margaritas at the same time, guys. You gotta pick one or the other. So I thought there'd be more guys racing tonight.
Yeah, there is heavy equipment building that wall. So looking forward to having that come up. iRacing Mustang, however, will take a hiding spot behind the wall, and we do go back to green.
Oh, Billy!
Gets turned around. Oh my God! I don't know if he got turned around or if he just lost that 3 machine.
Billy turned him, but I think the 3 cars is that slow.
And that moves Billy Wise up to a runner-up spot. Michael Jeans, however, with that fresh machine, fresh tires, fresh state of mind after being down at pit road, does resume the lead. Brian, beginning lap 129, 1 to go. That white rag will be there this time by for that Southeast Motorsports driver, Michael Jeans.
Yeah, watching Jackson crab walking down the backstretch right now. He's not giving up. Put on a show for the fans.
Definitely not giving up. Crab walking that machine. He will finish come hell or high water. And that is it. The fireworks go off here in Pensacola, Florida. Michael Jeans does win the race. Billy Wise brings his machine home in second. And, well, Brian, it's not every week that we bring the whole field in for interviews. But, well, this is one of those weeks. Again, thank the fans that did stick with us. And light turnout tonight. But
let's welcome Mark Jackson to the booth.
Always a good time here on Lugnut TV, and Mark Jackson has joined us. Mark, what happened there on that last restart?
Man, we got caught up in some trouble in our loose Lugnut Chevrolet. all in all, it's a good night. I mean, we're up here on the podium, so we can't complain too much. That was a hell of a battle we had there, Mr. Jeans, and some really incredible racing. Once we got rolling and had that long run there, we were having a lot of fun racing here.
Amen. Hey, Mark, got anyone you'd like to thank while you're up here?
Absolutely. I want to thank my painter, John Hedrich. Loose lug nuts, over the top paints and designs, man. If you guys, anybody out there on those interwebs need a paint job, he will fix you up with slick ass paint job. I want to thank Loose Lug Nuts Racing, Loose Lug Nuts TV, Bob, you guys up in the booth, Pad Motorsports, people against distracted driving. Well, the list goes on. I want to thank my fiance, Kristen Phillips, my mom, Patty, and the good Lord up above for letting us do what we do. Man, it's a blessing every day. And this says we just keep coming out, keep showing up, having a lot of fun. It's just a blast to do this.
Amen, brother. You got any interest in running with the dirt with us tomorrow?
You know, we do like the dirt cars, and we're trying to get some practice in, and we got a little something in the works for maybe getting some new equipment here over here at in the 3 camp. So we may show up tomorrow night. You never know.
All right.
Well,
and
looking
roll, Mark.
forward to that, and hope you do show up, Mark Jackson. Magic Excuse Mark Jackson coming home third tonight.
Now we're pulling up Billy Wise. Billy, bold move on that last couple of laps there to bring home a second place finish. Tell us about your race.
Yeah, I didn't mean it. I didn't want to run Mark like that, man. I apologize to Mark, and I'm sorry about that.
Billy, I think it's okay. He was able to bring it home in third. So.
But yeah, it was a great race considering it was 5 cars and 2 of them dropped out. Yeah, top 3 is pretty good. Top 2 is great.
And Billy, definitely good to see you up here in Loose Lug Nuts Victory Lane ceremonies. Dirt racing tomorrow night. Any thoughts going into the 4 different series we run on Saturdays?
Anyone out there hasn't checked it out, and join us. 4 different series, same track in one night. It's awesome.
Billy, you running the cameras for us tomorrow night?
I think so. It's either John or I. Yes, sir.
All right, man. Well, rock on. One way or another, we'll see you. Thanks for participating, Billy, and we'll see you at the next one.
Hey, no problem. Thank you guys for hanging out for 150 laps for 5 cars.
Well,
Amen.
it was a good time either way. Get to hang out here on Lug Nuts TV and do some broadcasting, which is something I definitely love. And
All
Michael
right.
Jeans up in Loose Lug Nuts Victory Lane. Michael Jeans bringing home the big trophy and the checkered flag.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm excited.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. You guys had an epic battle there for almost all 150 laps. You held off Lehman, you held off Jackson, you held off Lehman again, you held off Jackson again. You guys traded the lead, and at the end, you brought home the cleanest, fastest car. Congratulations. How'd you do it?
Well, this is probably my favorite track on the whole iRacing service. I love this place, and it's just patience. This is a really good setup for this. Is really fun because it started off a little snug, and then it worked into 20 laps. You started losing the rear end, and it really started you having to drive it. So the long runs was a lot of fun. James is always fast, but James is my buddy, but James is his own worst enemy. So you kind of just got to let him go, and most times he'll take care of himself.
Burn. That
Wow.
is true. That's what we saw up here too, Michael.
Hopefully James is watching and takes those words of advice.
Yeah, I hope he's still my buddy tomorrow after I said that.
Jeans, you got any fun? Go ahead.
It's always great to run with Mark. Mark's such a clean racer, and me and him were so close. The middle of the run, it was sometimes it's easier to chase than it is to be chased, and I think I kind of pushed him to use his car up a little bit there in that middle run. That's what led me to get around him at the end of that longer run. So yeah, like I said, it was fun. So
And Michael, Martinsville, next week for this series, 135 lapper at the Paperclip, and then Rockingham to close the season out. Tonight's win will put you in a pretty good spot championship wise. What's your strategy going into these next two races at two rather challenging venues and two different venues for sure?
well, second in points was 1 point behind me, I think, going into the night, and that was Mark Jackson. So I got to finish ahead of him. That's what I got to do. Martinsville can be a great track. It can be a long, drawn out, torturous thing. I don't know. I hope people show up for next week. I don't know if people just didn't like this track or what, but I hope we get some more cars in. But even if we don't, like tonight, we had a great battle, even with just the few cars we had.
That is very true. Couldn't have said it better, Michael. Thanks for joining us, and congratulations again on your win.
Thanks, guys.
Well done, Michael. And Brian, light turnout, but always a good time on Friday night to hang out here on Lugnut TV.
Yeah, buddy.
Huge thank you to Tim Campbell down there in our Lugnut TV virtual production truck running the cameras. Tomorrow night, Brian, you put down the mic and get behind the wheel. Thoughts from you and those four different cars, one night, 4 hours of fun on dirt. What are you looking forward to? What's your favorite division over there?
Well, we've spent a month at Eldora, and we're finally going to mix it up with a new track. So that's exciting. And I think it's going to catch a lot of guys off guard because all they've really done is Eldora. I'll be practicing a lot tomorrow, getting ready. As far as which car is my favorite, everything except for that 360 car. That's fine. That 360 is just too much. You got to be really in it a lot, and that actually suits my style. They were calling me Dive Bomb Tribble or something behind my back. I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm trying to learn a little bit more car control and just have a better time overall with it.
Yes, Williams Grove definitely vastly different from Eldora. Longer straightaways, tighter, flatter corners. Should be a different challenge for all the competitors tomorrow night, and that action begins at 7 p.m. Eastern. Not sure exactly what time we'll be launching. Probably around 7:20 or 7:30 p.m. Eastern here on Lugnut TV. I will be up in the booth and behind the mic. I get my dirt fix in on Wednesdays with the Legend Series. For you folks that are interested in joining Lugnuts Racing, check us out. Loose Lugnuts Racing on iRacing. We have a great Mad Mazda mini stocks on Monday night, Brian. We take the road course car and we run it on the ovals, and the results are actually pretty awesome. Tuesday nights, we will be on the pavement with the street stocks. We'll be building that schedule in. We'll be doing a quick little 4 race thing to complete 2017 season 2 build. Just a little bit of fun on Tuesday nights, 7:30 p.m. Eastern on that. Wednesday night, Legends on Dirt, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Not sure if we'll be broadcasting any of those, but for our Lugnut drivers, definitely get on there and get behind the wheel and get up on that stuff and have some fun. Thursday night trucks back into action. That will be live on Lugnut TV. We will be at probably the track Too Tough to Tame, the toughest track, truly in the real world and probably on iRacing as far as ovals, Darlington. Brian, any thoughts on Darlington? That is one tough facility.
Currently, Bob, my thoughts are getting out of here in a timely manner. But yeah, it should be a good race. I'm looking forward to calling it. Hopefully, we get a lot of trucks out there. It should be interesting.
Yes, Brian Trouble will have the call, and Friday night we'll be back here with Bump and Run Series action. And like Brian said, it is that time. Want to thank our fans for tuning in tonight. You watched Lug That TV, of course. Huge thank you to Over the Top Paints, RaceGear.com, Billy Wise and the Wise Guys, and Bowtie Apparel. This is Bad Bob. Huge thank you to Tim and Brian for joining me tonight on this broadcast. We are out.